welcome back to the Wrestle Debate and to a slightly different AEW out of 10 this week. Fyter Fest Night 1 out of 10. This show featured 3 title matches, the tag titles, the TNT titles, and the women's title being defended, and Chris Jericho's on commentary, so it's already a good show. Let's get straight into it and see what this free pay-per-view had to offer. The show opened with MJF cutting a strong promo on Jungleboy and Luchasaurus. He said he thought he and Wardlow had dispatched of Jungleboy and his dinosaur once and for all. He ripped on Jungleboy, going through his daddy's money, and said Luchasaurus was greener than his tongue. Then the match started, and what a super opener this was. It really was a back and forth match until the finish came when MJF accidentally hit Wardlow with his dynamite diamond ring. Wardlow avoided one accidental punch with the ring, and MJF had his arm kicked into Wardlow's face. Luchasaurus hit a series of kicks and pinned Wardlow with a standing moonsault for the win. I love this. MJF saying to Wardlow, "Can you do anything right?" And it will be great to see MJF get his comeuppance, and they're building to that, and this was a great opener. So I'm going to give it a 7.25 out of 10. We then had a pull-apart brawl between Lance Archer and Joey Janela, and we moved into Tschida v Ford, which was a really great match, to be honest. Going into the closing stages, Tschida hit a Falcon Arrow, Ford rolled through, and cradled Tschida for a near fall. The Ford then used a Matrix backbend to avoid a diving attack off the top. Ford hit a stunner for a great near fall, and then she rolled outside, grabbed the title belt. Aubrey Edwards went out and stopped her. Sabian ran in with the kendo stick. Tschida ducked a kendo stick shot and hit Sabian with a stick. Penelope Ford then jumped back in and hit a stunner for a near fall. Tschida then hit a Falcon Arrow, but Ford kicked out. Then Tschida hit 2 running knees for the pin. This match was all over the place and far exceeded my expectations. Thought it was going to be a quick match and Tschida would have a good title defense, but nowhere near as good as this. So overall, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Next up, Cody v Jake Hager for the TNT title. Moving into the closing stages, Hager took the ref and Catalina slapped Cody. Hager went back to the ankle lock. Arn got in the ring and took the ref, and Dustin Rhodes ran down and punched Hager. Cody went for the crossroads. Hager blocked it. Hager hit a Uranagi and floated over into the arm triangle. Cody postured up, they had a bit of a roll around, and Cody eventually pinned Hager. This just felt rushed. I don't think the 20-minute time limit for the TNT title really works, to be honest. And I think it probably should be extended, because it doesn't get the best out of Cody and his incredible in-ring talent. It was still a good match, but I just didn't really like the finish, and it felt a bit rushed. So overall, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. After the match, Hager thought he'd won and started celebrating before the ref told him he hadn't. And then Hager knocked over the referee, and there was girls, "Oh my god, how he could do that," and all of that sort of stuff. He then got Darby Allin on his skateboard before it was Private Party v Santana and Ortiz, and Orange Cassidy was sat next to the commentary desk. And you can imagine this was great because Jericho. Santana took Isaiah Cassidy on the floor. Ortiz took the ref. Santana tried to use a mad ball on Mark Quinn, but Hardy jumped on the apron and took it away. Santana and Ortiz went for the street sweeper. Quinn pulled Santana's headband over his eyes and blocked the move. Private Party hit the gin and juice on Santana, and Quinn picked up the pin. Ortiz was just seconds late, making the save. This was a good match. Enjoyed it, and it leads to Private Party getting a shot at the tag team titles next week. So good to see it actually built to something. And overall, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. After the match, Jericho and Cassidy had a pull apart after Jericho chucked some water at Cassidy. Not much to say here, really. We then had Taz breaking down Jon Moxley's double arm DDT before Taz and Cage got in the ring for a promo where Taz said Moxley didn't want to come to Fyter Fest out of fear for health of the staff and the crew. Taz said that sounds good, but he knows Moxley has been tested time and time again at home and is negative. He said the only thing Mox is positive for is being scared of Cage. This was a good promo and built for next week. Or not next week, the week after now. Not going to give it a grade though, but still I quite enjoyed it. Event was Omega and Page be best friends for the tag team titles. The finish came when Page hit a pump kick and knocked Chuck Taylor out of the ring. Trent and Page landed strikes. Trent blocked a sunset flip and sat down in a cradle for a 2 count. Page hit a dead eye on Trent for a near fall before he hit the buckshot lariat on Trent Beretta for the win. This was a really good match, to be honest. Back and forth, there were a couple of really good near falls, and overall I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And I can't wait to see what they do against Private Party next week. After the match, FTR came to the ring with beers and offered them to Page and Omega. Page and Omega both accepted beers. Page drank his, Omega didn't drink it, so he poured it out. And it's a weird finish to the show. Is it building up to FTR v Omega and Page at All Out? I hope so, because that would be quality. But I also want the Young Bucks match. So this is quite interesting, to be honest. Overall, Fyter Fest Night 1 gets a 7.25 out of 10. Don't really think there's a weak spot on this show. All the matches were pretty good. If I had to pick a weak spot, it would be the TNT title match. But except for that, all of the matches were quality. The women's title match over-delivered, in my opinion. The tag title match probably over-delivered. In fact, I think all of the matches over-delivered except for Cody v Jake, and that wasn't even atrocious. So overall, this was a really good show, and I'm going to give it 7.25 out of 10. And that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter for daily wrestling news. Let me know what you thought about Fyter Fest in the comments below. And subscribe to my other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.